Somebody done pulled on this side of me now. I guess everybody's trying to be in the shade. Maybe that's what it is. Anyway, you guys, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, first story up. I keep saying I ain't gonna be talking about politics like that, but you know, Trump's trial up there in New York. All right, this is the trial about the hush money that was provided to the adult film star Stormy Daniels right in the heat of his 2016 re-election. Was it re-election or just election? The years, I don't even know. But as he was running for presidency, he did not want the people to know, even though it was just like, you done went through all that and you probably still would have came out on top, even with you paying the bitch. Because hell, you done did so much and got away with it. You could have probably paid her off and just said that's what you wanted to do. You know, she asked, you know, you just felt like it was a gift or something, and the people probably would have believed it. Yet and still, they went through all these elaborate schemes of trying to cover up the fact that they had paid her by having his lawyer, Michael Cohen, handle all of that. And then Michael Cohen, in turn, tried to hide these payments through like other legal terms and wording and paperwork and all that, tried to bury the payments that way. Anyway, it was found out, so here we are at the court. They've just started the second day of jury deliberations, and we're, you know, I don't know. What do you guys think? They said that the jury just asked for the, they wanted to re-listen to the portions of David Pecker's and Michael Cohen's testimony. So Michael Cohen is the lawyer, like I said, the former lawyer, and probably the one that has the most information against YSAP. Okay. Pecker is the former publisher of National Enquirer. So, and you guys know that he told the jury that he was paid, or or they were asked to, what was the situation? They were told to redirect, like if there was a story coming out that was about YSAP, then they were told to focus that story or that information, not that information, but that energy on somebody else, and not to be putting stories out there about YSAP. Okay. And so they're asking to listen to the testimony of those two people, which is actually pretty interesting if that's what they were listening to. I guess they want to make sure that it was proved that, you know, YSAP was at the hands of this and not necessarily his team just speaking on his behalf and having these people do all these things. I don't know why Michael Cohen would be just willy-nilly paying Stormy Daniels. Okay, it's obvious that YSAP had told him to pay her. All right, and figure it out, try to cover it up or something like that. I mean, now when it comes to the other situation with the National Enquirer, I mean, I guess you could technically say that, oh, YSAP didn't tell me to do this. His team told me to do this, which means that maybe YSAP didn't even know that that's what was going on. I don't believe that at all, but I think you could probably say that, and if you can get an argument good enough against it, then, you know, maybe the jury would believe that, or an argument good enough for it that maybe the jury would believe that. Now, the judge did remind the jury that the defense does not have the burden of proof, that the burden of proof is on the prosecution. So the defense does not have to put up witnesses. YSAP did not get on the stand and speak, and that's because they don't have to. The prosecution is the one that has brought this case up and said that this is what he was doing. So if you said that, then you need to prove it. And, you know, the judge has told them to not put any of their personal feelings on this. Either way it goes, you know, to listen to the testimony, and that's in the evidence and all that, and go by that. So That is what we're waiting on. And I just still don't see, you guys, I'm telling you, he gets away with so much that I don't believe that he's going to be found guilty in this instance. I mean, I would love to see it, even though it's not cool to see people go to jail and everything. And I don't even know if I feel like he would go to jail. But I just don't like YSAP so much that whatever happens to him, I don't even, you know, if he goes to jail, I'm going to be glad. Because how do you win a presidential election from the jailhouse? Although if anybody was going to be able to do it, it was probably going to be him. You know, I have been watching the Biden campaign is really starting to turn up, and I see that, you know, people are starting to speak out. The big names are starting to speak out. Folks that matter, folks that other people listen to are starting to speak out against YSAP. Maybe they were just waiting for a certain time. I was wondering when people were going to say that. You guys saw that Robert De Niro was speaking on it. You guys saw that there was another, there was a scholar from, where was he from? Some university, or he was somebody. And he was talking about YSAP not needing to get in that position. Did you guys see that D.L. Hughley had apologized to Vice President Harris? He was interviewing her, and he was talking about how he felt like he was a part of the problem originally, because he would say that Kamala had done certain things towards the black community in the past when they weren't true, and that it was just him reacting off of what social media and what other people were just saying that she did as a district attorney in California. Whether or not that was true, it was not the case. It wasn't true, the things that he was speaking on. Now, I don't know what he was speaking on. I have heard a lot of things about Kamala Harris when she was a district attorney where, you know, they said that she did all these things to black people and all that. I've always heard it. I've never seen it on paper in an article what exactly it was that she did. You guys used to put it all in my comments and everything, and I just was like, she was a prosecutor. Okay, she was a prosecutor. People need to remember that when you are a prosecutor, you are prosecuting people, and that is the goal, to put them in jail. All right, find them guilty and put them in jail. So part of it was her job. And, you know, people will say that she's put black people, or not necessarily Kamala, but I'm just saying in general, people will complain that black people are getting put in jail more than, you know, any other race or whatever. And that probably is a discussion that needs to be had. But then people will also be upset about the crime and violence in their own neighborhoods when it comes to black communities. And it's just sort of like, what do you want to happen? I mean, people are robbing and stealing you know, in these different communities. If it happens to be black people that end up going to jail, now you mad that they going to jail? You want them to go to jail, but you mad that they going to jail because they black? You know, it's a very convoluted way of thinking. Like, it's just like, what exactly do you want as a person that's supposed to be hard on crime? You tired of having problems in your community, and there's somebody that is trying to correct that, you know, then you have a problem with that, you know. So anyway, I thought it was cool to see D.L. Hughley actually apologize to her about that. Again, I need to know, what are the specifics that people are saying that Kamala Harris did to black people? Okay, yeah, I would like to know that. I'm sure y'all gonna tell me. Honey, I'm sure y'all gonna tell me, baby, because y'all be ready. Anyway, we're gonna see if YSAP take his ass to jail. Y'all think they gonna find him guilty? I mean, if they find him guilty, that might be one thing, but do you think he's gonna go to jail? We'll see. Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox editing this in from the future. I had already did my video, I already edited it, and I already had it uploaded and scheduled for tomorrow morning. But on my way home from work, I did see that YSAP was indeed found guilty on all 34 counts. And I wanted to make sure that I added this into the video to let you guys know how ecstatic I am. Everything that I did say in the original part of the video, it still stands. I'm still wondering if he will do jail time. But yes, this makes me very, very happy. And the fact that they did request to see that testimony from both Cohen and Pecker is probably what sealed the deal for them. They deliberated, they said, for 12 hours. Which is pretty quick. That's a pretty quick That's a pretty quick verdict that they came to. I was a little concerned that there might be a hung jury, but nope, we got guilty on all 34 counts. Now, how does this affect YSAP in the long run? I don't know if it will affect his base in any kind of way. If anything, they'll probably be more enraged by the fact that he's been done so wrong. You know, of course, he's made his statement outside of the courthouse saying that he's a very innocent man and the whole thing was rigged. But I don't know how you could come to that conclusion. Any person with any sane amount of sense would know that the facts are the facts. I was listening to satellite radio on my way home from work, and one of the news stations on satellite radio, and there was a gentleman on there that was discussing how he feels that this whole trial was miscategorized from the beginning, you know, that this is supposed to be a hush trial, like a hush type of trial, hush money trial, you know, them paying off Stormy Daniels and whoever the other woman was, so that it didn't come out when he was running for, this was for the election of presidency back in 2016. I couldn't remember if this was the presidency, the re-election, child. It was just so much going on in these last 10, 12 years. But the guy on the radio said that he never felt like it was a hush money trial, that this was really a trial about how he stole the election from Hillary Clinton. And I was like, you are absolutely right. He was just like, the fact that National Enquirer was used, this is a nationwide publication that is seen by many, many people, even if you don't purchase the newspaper. You see it anytime you go to the store, it's sitting right there. You are still watching the headlines and seeing what they're saying there. And the fact that the National Enquirer did run all of these ads about Hillary Clinton, about her health failing, about, you know, did she have a stroke? And remember, we were talking about, I think I even was worried at one time about her coughing, and one of you guys had to get me together and was like, Roxanne, the lady had a cold. Like, that's no reason why anybody should be saying that she can't run this country. And I was like, you know what, you're right, you know. And so the guy on the radio was just like, no, this was not about Stormy Daniels per se. Yes, it is part of this election, but the bigger part of this, and the reason why he was so frustrated, was that this was more about how the election was stolen from Hillary Clinton, because that guy on the radio felt like if it did come out, this whole situation with Stormy Daniels and even the situation with the Enquirer, if this had come out, that he would not have been elected for presidency. I don't know. You'd have to decide on your own if you feel like that would have stopped him. I mean, it just seemed like when YSAP had the strength behind him, he had the strength behind him, and it felt like nothing was ever stopping him. Now, fast forward to today, and the fact that he was found guilty. The big question is, what happens next? Like, he's going to be sentenced, I think they said on July 11th, so they're not pushing this out really far. And that, of course, is before the election in November. They're saying that there is nowhere in the Constitution, nowhere in the laws that say that a person cannot run for president, even if they are a convicted felon. But again, they've never had to face anything like this. So nobody really knows, you know, if it can be argued that he should not be running for presidency. I would like to think that anybody who has any faith and hope in their country would not be electing a fucking convicted felon as the president, as their stupid ass president. Okay, we know that the Trump base is not always the smartest, and I'm sure they're going to rally behind him, and I'm sure he's going to use this, and I'm sure he's going to raise money, and I'm sure he's going to be the victim, and I'm sure he's going to campaign harder than he ever, you know, has in the past. But yeah, this has to be, and they were even talking about the fact that, you know, he's going to now that he's a convicted felon in the state of New York, you know, he's going to have to report to the probation department down there, and how humiliating and how just awful that place is just as a regular person. Somebody like a YSAP who's used to having all of the benefits of once being the president of y'all stupid ass president, you know, that is going to be difficult in and of itself. And then what happens if he is convicted? I'm sorry, he is already a convicted felon. Let's not forget that. But what happens if he is sentenced to some jail time? I think they said that each count carries a maximum of 5 years. So 34 counts and 5 years, you know, do the math on that. I don't know if I see them even giving him jail time, but maybe he could be placed on some sort of other restrictions, house arrest, you know. And it's just like, I just don't know how anybody would want to have, anybody who believes in their country, even by the smallest iota, would want a fucking felon as their, you know, as their president, as a convicted felon as their president. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. You guys will have to let me know what you think about that. I don't know if I felt like he was going to be found guilty. I knew that he was, you know, but it was just sort of like he's gotten away with so much that, you know, and even as much as people say they don't want YSAP to win, I think the media loves the fact that he just really gets the emotions of the people up so much that they still report on YSAP. He has the media's ear, whether it's negative or positive, you know. So anyway, I just wanted to jump in here and give you guys my 5 cents. I was going to do a top of the blogs extra, but child, I just didn't do it. Okay, so I'm gonna just drop this in right after my YSAP segment in top of the blogs. And yeah, YSAP is now a convicted felon. How can you elect this man as your stupid ass president? All right, you guys, so the Lion King performance. So, you know, it was the 30th anniversary of the Lion King. They had like this huge performance celebrating that fact at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles, California, or Hollywood, California. And yes, I did see the clips. I don't know why you guys want me to talk about this child. I don't know why y'all want me. Y'all, first of all, know that I am a mother, okay? And I have children, and I would not want anybody to be tearing my children down on social media or anything like that. So if that's what you think I'm going to do, I'm not going to do that, okay? I wouldn't want anybody to do that to my kids, so I'm not going to do that to somebody else's 10-year-old child. But as far as the performance, you guys, what I will say is Northwest is a very talented girl. She can draw very well. Have you guys seen her artwork? She is an artist, okay? And maybe that is a skill that they could hone and put a lot of energy into so that she can become known as a well-known artist, okay? Drawing, paintings, things like that. You know, as a parent, you know, you want your children to succeed, and you do what you can, usually. You know, a lot of times people do what they can to make sure that their children, you know, if I'm successful, then I'm also going to want my children to be successful. And so I do get the whole, you know, making sure, this being Kanye and Kim Kardashian's daughter, of course they have the connections to put this girl in the places that maybe she wouldn't have an opportunity to get in any other instance. They have enough pull out there in Hollywood where somebody said, okay, let's do it. As far as do I feel like North was good in that performance? Well, what I'll say to that is, I think that maybe we should hone the skill of drawing and painting. There's nothing wrong with just trying to try a few things out and seeing what you're good at and what you're not good at, and possibly weeding out the things that you're not good at and concentrating your energies on the things that they are good at. And so I'm just going to hope that that's what it was here. She did do she sang as the young Simba. I just can't wait to be king. You know, people are complaining that there were kids that have more talent, that have worked really hard, to be in that position and it should have gone to somebody else. And I mean, you can say yes or no to that. You know, yeah, I'm sure there were plenty of children. There's always somebody more talented that can do it. But again, this was just a special occasion, 30th anniversary. This is not her going on the tour with the, you know, wasn't her going on tour with a play or anything like this. This is probably a one instance. I believe that it probably will be a one instance because of all of the controversy and backlash that's come from it. But yeah, I just kind of feel like you try some things work, other things don't. Okay. As far as Jason Weaver, she seems like a kid that people like, right? So Jason Weaver, you know, he did kind of bless her performance, saying that she is a star in the making and, you know, that she did a great job and all that. And, you know, some people said that Jason was putting 20 on 10 and all. I think Jason just don't want to be in the bullshit. Okay. He knows that Kim and Kanye are both very powerful in that industry, and he just don't want them problems. He don't want the smoke. Is it something that they could possibly work at and she could get better? I mean, you know, you don't never know that either. You know, a lot of people complained about Blue Ivy when she was on the stage with Beyonce. When she first started, remember, everybody was like, oh my gosh, she was horrible. And I kept telling you guys that I could see that she would get better. A lot of it was nerves. You know, you got this young girl who's never been on a stage of watching, you know, literally thousands of people watching her. And, you know, she was there. I figured she would get better. By the time she ended that tour, she was getting it, right? Now, as far as the North situation, I think that, you know, everything is not for everybody. And like I said, maybe we could just hone the artistic drawing and painting side of Northwest. Okay, my makeup came out pretty good today, y'all. And I got this damn wig laid right today. All right, you guys, let's have a discussion about Martin Lawrence, because I've been seeing a lot of talk about Martin Lawrence and him not necessarily looking the healthiest as he has been out on this newest press tour, this newest PR tour for Bad Boys. You guys know that he has Bad Boys. Is it 4 or 5? I think it's 4. He has this movie coming out with Will Smith. I feel like Will Smith is just determined to keep that franchise going. I mean, it's not a bad franchise. I enjoy it and everything, but you can definitely tell that something is going on with Martin Lawrence. Okay. He was in an interview, and I think that Will Smith likes to take the lead of these interviews because he obviously is aware that Martin Lawrence is slowing down for whatever reason. I believe that is health issues. I've seen a lot of people saying that he was high, he was drunk, and I was just like, no, this is definitely not high and drunk activity. This is somebody that looks like they've had a health challenge for many years. I mean, we know that Martin Lawrence did have a drug problem a long time ago, and because of that drug problem, he told us all about it when he had the breakdown, when he had strokes, you know, the running in Hollywood, I mean, up in the valley, which is usually like over 100 degrees in the summer, you know, all that. Remember, he told us about that, and I believe that because of those things that happened to him back then, that his body, you know, and his health is suffering from that, or things that have happened because of, you know, because of that. I don't think that is drugs or alcohol. Okay. Every time Martin comes out, really, he doesn't really come out much. He comes out when they do Bad Boy. And, you know, we had saw him a little bit when they were talking about this reunion for the Martin show. But every time he does surface and people see that he's considerably slowed down more and more, people want to start saying again, like, what's wrong with Martin? I was just like, why you guys don't remember? He has looked like he's been facing health challenges for some time. Yes, he has better days and not so good days. But people need to just realize that, you know, people have health challenges. He's doing the best he can. I don't really know how he's going to be able to do this tour. He has a tour. I thought it was this year, but it's actually next year. He has a tour where he is going to be hosting a comedy show, I believe. I don't think he's actually doing the comedy himself. I think he's hosting. But, you know, as we look at him slowing down more and more, it feels like even hosting a tour is going to be challenging for him. It's one thing to be able to film a movie, you know, they can wait until you're having a better day. They can reshoot something until it gets right and put that out there. But when you're doing something live, like these interviews and, you know, him possibly doing this hosting of this tour, that is when the real challenge comes in of, you know, maybe possibly trying to cover up like whatever the hell challenge is or anything. But yeah, I think Martin is just slowing down because he is battling whatever his health issues is. You guys need to get off his back and stop saying that the man is on drugs and drinking. That's not the way that he is moving, is not a drug and drinking induced type of thing, in my opinion. But of course, I'm not a real rock star doctor or nurse or anybody in the field. But so if I got a real rock star doctor or nurse out there that the real ones, if you can just weigh in on this, you know, and just kind of just from your educated opinion, you know, let us know. Does that look like Martin is having some sort of drug? And I think that there's health issues. Give the man a break. Okay, y'all get off his back and let this man make his money off these movies. Will Smith obviously loves Martin Lawrence to death. I think that Martin Lawrence is like his bestest good friend, up there with the likes of Jazzy Jeff and you know, oh boy, his guy that's been with him for all them years, you know. He loves Martin. And I think it is nice to see that Will Smith makes sure that Martin is included, that, you know, he protects him and all that. Yeah, he loves Martin. And so, and we love Martin too. I don't want anything to happen to him, but yeah, I do believe that he's having health problems. Okay. Yeah. Y'all let me know what y'all think though. Next story. All right, you guys, they say that the Ohio real estate billionaire Larry Connor has made the announcement that he will go in a 2-person submersible to explore the Titanic. And I was just like, child, they know never learn. What the fuck is going on out there? Why is it? Well, you know what? I know why it is. Because you've got a billionaire, somebody that's got all this money and don't know what the fuck to do with it. Listen, can you give me some money? Can you just give me enough to pay off these damn student loans, pay off my house, this car, the studio, and a couple of credit cards, and that's all I want. I'll be out your hair. Why are you investing all this time and money to going down there to see the Titanic when baby, we can see it just fine on camera? Okay? Why are you investing all this money, billions of dollars to create the submersible to go down there just to get crushed? We just saw this happen to the other submersible just about a year ago, that after just going down an hour and a half, the shit imploded and just to smithereens, like there were not even any remains left under the weight of the ocean. Okay, now he's saying that this submersible that he's going to be in is supposed to be able to withstand the weight even, or go down even further, like 200 more meters further than where the Titanic actually lays. And I'm sure that the other submersible they were saying probably could have withstood. I just don't understand why you're doing this. But he is one of these billionaires that daredevil, you know, does all these dangerous adventures and all of that. So they say that he actually reached out to the company right after the first submersible imploded, reached out to the company and said that, you know, he wants to go down below. And so him and the actual CEO of the company, did I get the name of the company? Let me see. Triton Submarines Submersibles. Him and the CEO of that will be going down there to witness the Titanic. And then I'm just trying to figure out, like, once you get down there, then what's supposed to happen? Okay, now we done got down there and we done looked at the boat and everything. I mean, do you think that Jack and old girl is still down there? Like, what do you think is about to happen on this thing? I mean, I can't understand. Do they believe that there's some jewels on there? I mean, I know all the romantic things that come with the Titanic of people thinking that, you know, this and that and the others down there. But what is the whole purpose? Just to be able to say you did it? I mean, I guess that's what they do it for, just to be able to say that they successfully did it. But to me, it ain't worth it. But again, I'm not a billionaire. I'm not bored with a whole bunch of money and nothing to do with it. Give me some shit. Baby, we gonna be sitting by with popcorn and watching just like the last time. And honey, if they lose a little beat on where this submersible went, after, you know, because they knew that they couldn't find that submersible. They had an idea that shit has imploded already, but they made the whole world wait for 3 days or however long it took before they finally said, okay, yeah, they gone. I think it was even longer than that. I'll tell you one thing, if this motherfucker get lost down there up under the water, you know what? I can't worry myself about it. Don't be breaking into my damn TV shows and doing all that to explain to us. Don't be breaking all into our TV. Niggas. It's two guys. This one man has his whole mouth is gold teeth. I have a feeling he gonna come over here and say something. He been watching and looking over here the whole time. And now it's another one that walked up, child. And again, I'm not in no bad neighborhood. Okay, because everybody be worried about me. Trust me, Roxanne keeps all eyes open. Okay, remember, I'm from LA. From the neighborhood. So I'm very aware of my surroundings, you guys. But anyway, okay, he just left. Yeah, I can't worry myself about it. These motherfuckers with all this money and nothing to do with it, child. You go get smashed down there if you want to. Lastly, you guys, it seems that our boy Alfonso Ribeiro from, mostly known from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but of course we knew him back in the day when he was like the prodigy of Michael Jackson, doing all the Pepsi commercials and dancing and all that. And I mean, recently, Alfonso is on Dancing with the Stars as the host. He's been the host for some years now, and he's on what's the name of the fucking show? You know, where they show the America's Funniest Home Videos. He's the host on there and has been the host on there for a long time. You know, and that is a Disney-owned show on ABC. I mean, Alfonso is getting paid. I was about to call him Carlton. Alfonso's been getting paid for quite some time, but apparently somebody doesn't know that. You know, and somebody tweeted that Tyler Perry, of all people, should get with Alfonso Ribeiro to kind of revamp his career. And that damn Alfonso Ribeiro responded to them and said, honey, Tyler Perry can't do nothing, and I don't want Tyler Perry to ever do nothing for me or my career. And I was just like, I mean, nigga, if you gonna say it, stand 10 toes, okay? Y'all know Alfonso don't have no problem letting people know if he do or don't like him. Now, he didn't just flat out say that he don't like Tyler Perry and all, but really, quit playing it. Quit playing on Alfonso's name. Now, y'all quit. Alphonse. Is it Alfonso? Yes, Alfonso. Quit playing with him, okay? He don't need Tyler Perry to do what he's been doing just fine. Tyler Perry, God bless him. But when you're getting paid from Michael Eisner and Disney and ABC, you know, we're not trying to take a step back to BET Plus. So, no. And you guys know that Alfonso, like I said, he let you know if he likes somebody. Remember that whole reunion that the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was doing? And they all got together, and there was a portion of that reunion where they actually brought back the old, the first Aunt Viv. Remember, they brought Janet back, and Will Smith apologized to her and all that. And during that portion of the reunion, honey, Alfonso just quietly put up his invisible church finger. We saw that nigga cross across the little way and walk out, and we never saw him no more. Nobody said anything about Alfonso. And, you know, a lot of people was like, what happened to him? And he was just like, I just choose not to interact with Janet that way, you know, like and it was clear that he don't see it for Janet. He didn't see it for her back then, and he don't see it for her now. Now everybody else can have this kumbaya, this come to Jesus moment with her, but he begs to differ. So yeah, it's not surprising that Alfonso said that. Don't let the tight suit fool you just because he know how to do a cute one of these. Just because he want to do that, honey, that don't mean that he want Tyler Perry to do anything for him. So, yeah, he was just like, mind your business. Mind your business. All right, you guys, let me get on off of here. I don't know why this watch is not working. I did charge it last night. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here, you guys. We do this every single week, Tuesdays and Fridays. So make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.